The stereotypical girly girl couldn't possibly be made into an extreme outdoor survivalist. The show MTV made thrives on this formula of opposites. Molly Sandro spent her summer being made, and she's here to give us the reality behind reality TV. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you were on this show. What made you want to do something like this?
Well, they came to our high school, and me and my friend Taylor just were like, well, let's just try out for fun. How often does MTV Made come to your high school? So we tried out, and we picked something that was completely opposite of how we were. I mean, we have never really camped outside. I have a cabin that I go to. And
so are you a girly girl?
Yep.
Yeah,
I definitely am. I'm in a sorority now, and it's just always something that I've always loved, just makeup and clothes and stuff like that. So
what was the interview process like to get on the show?
Well, they just brought us into a room and they filmed us just having a conversation with one of a producer from MTV, and it was just like talking to a friend. They just asked about what we do for fun, and then me and Taylor just started talking, and then before we knew it, it was over.
Okay, and they say you're in. What next?
Well, they came and did a weekend filming us to see if they wanted to do a full hour episode with us. And after that, then they just said, yes, you're in. We're going to do the episode. And they came down almost 2 weeks later, very quick process, and started filming right away. Okay,
and they did a day in the life video actually of you. Was it accurate of your personality, or did they taint things a little bit?
I mean, it was accurate. There were very much the things that me and my friend would normally do on a daily basis, me going over to her house and us just chit-chatting on her porch. But it was definitely planned. Like, we had to tell them where we're going, at what time, and, oh, we're going to do this. We're going to paint our nails, so you're going to film us doing that. So
why was it important for you to do this with your friend?
I don't think I ever could have done this by myself, especially now going through it, seeing how hard it really was. Having that support system there was very important. And I think we were both just embarrassed and scared to have the possibility of being on TV alone. So.
Okay. Now, there were other contestants that tried to get in the show. What were their ideas compared to yours? Was it all similar? Or?
There were a few people who wanted to be singers or pop stars and things like that, but there were a group of girls who wanted to be extreme survivalists, 2 girls exactly like us who wanted to do the same thing, and we were so nervous that they were going to pick them instead of us, so we kind of twisted it a little bit and had some fun with it, and we kind of played it off as they heard us talking about what we wanted to do, and MTV just loved that there was some kind of drama in our lives.
Sure. All right, well, they take you then and plop you down in Alaska. What was that like, being in the wilderness now, getting filmed? And they're following you around.
Yeah, it was very difficult at first. I mean, we only had 10 days of training before we were thrown into Alaska, and it was definitely scary. I was not sure what we were supposed to be doing, but it was very helpful. The people that we went with, they were all experts doing it, and they really just pushed us through.
Well, pushing you, and this picture here of you, you don't look too happy.
No, me and my friend, we weren't the original kayak partners that they put us with, and neither of us have ever kayaked, and especially in the Prince William in Alaska where there's waves and there's unpredictable raining and stuff, it was horribly hard, and we were not good at it, and we were very upset the whole time.
So did producers push you to this point where you know, you just couldn't take it anymore?
Yeah,
how bad did it get?
They definitely poke you and poke you and poke you for how are you feeling. Well, aren't you mad about that? Aren't you upset that that happened? So they definitely poke you for emotions, and they want you to get angry and they want you to get upset because it makes good TV for them.
How bad did it get for you? What was the worst?
The worst for me was when we were actually backpacking, and I had horrible blisters, and walking uphill with blisters and a 50-pound pack on is miserable, and then you have the cameras there when you're almost in tears wanting you to talk to them and tell them how you're feeling, and you're already feeling horrible, and the last thing you want to do is talk about it to someone on the camera. Well,
with cameras in your face, what was that like to constantly have people watching?
I mean, in first it was really hard, but by the end of it, you kind of become really close with the camera guys, and I became really close friends with them, and it turned out to be really fun.
Okay. What's the weirdest thing you experienced when you were there?
The weirdest thing I experienced was probably when they had to film, it was raining one day, so they couldn't film a little interview with me. And so then we had to wait until we got back to Anchorage, Alaska, and we tried to find the woodiest area that we could, and they filmed me there and pretended that we were hiking still in the middle of Alaska when we really weren't.
Went back in time.
Definitely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It's great to get this look behind the reality TV.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks, Molly.